This afternoon, with the death of a legend in the automotive world, Sergio Marchionne is being remembered today for his skill, determination, and creativity in saving Chrysler and Fiat from almost certain financial disaster. Media reports from Italy indicate the company's leader had surgery for cancer in his shoulder. Marchionne developed a blood clot and then developed a stroke, which sent him into a coma. An Italian business website says Marchionne failed to tell Fiat Chrysler's chairman about the seriousness of his condition. Fiat Chrysler has not commented on that information. Marchionne was 66 years old. 7X News reporter Naya Harden has reaction to Marchionne's death.
I spoke to some employees that work here at the Sterling Heights assembly plant on Van Dyke. They are devastated by the news. Even a lot of people that work in this area, they say Sergio's decisions to keep this plant here had a big impact on them.
It's sad, the passing of the man. He did a lot of good for Chrysler, and it's just too bad. It's too bad.
People in Sterling Heights are remembering Sergio Marchionne as the man who helped build up the city.
He did, as far as I know, a great job, taking Chrysler and getting it back on track. So feels bad for his family, and prayers for him and his family.
During Chrysler's bankruptcy proceedings, the company planned to close the Sterling Heights assembly plant on Van Dyke. Sergio is credited for saving it and tons of jobs. It's now one of the most important facilities for the company. Sterling Heights Mayor Michael Taylor wrote on Facebook saying, in part, "Our hearts are heavy with sadness. We are eternally thankful Mr. Marchionne gave Shap a second chance, not to mention Chrysler protecting thousands of jobs." GM CEO Mary Barr tweeted this morning sending her condolences and said Sergio created a remarkable legacy in the automotive industry.
We'll just continue his legacy, and we'll just keep working. We'll try to stay careful as possible.
He made an impact, so hopefully we'll just keep his legacy going.
Sergio leaves behind his companion and his 2 adult sons. Naya Harden, 7 Action News.
Thank you very much, Naya. Our Dave Llewellyn has a look back now on Sergio Marchionne's remarkable life and career.
As chief executive, Sergio Marchionne had his own style. In terms of dress, it was casual, favoring black sweaters over the more buttoned-down look of an auto company leader. But what truly set him apart was his work ethic and a grand vision, which helped save Chrysler and thousands of jobs in Metro Detroit and the region. Marchionne was chief executive of Fiat at the time of the auto crisis nearly a decade ago. It was Marchionne's plan, along with financial assistance from the federal government and UAW, that helped rescue the automaker from the brink of liquidation. That was 2009. Fiat eventually repaid the government, took full ownership of the company, and under Marchionne's leadership, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles is a successful company today. That was demonstrated again early this year with FCA's $1 billion investment in the Warren truck plant following passage of the new federal tax law.
In 2009, a number of people saved our bacon. We were toast, and I think that our continued commitment to this country, but more in particular to this region, is unwavering.
Driving Fiat Chrysler's success is the Jeep brand. Marchionne made the decision to largely eliminate small cars from the company's vehicle lineup, putting additional focus and resources into Jeep, and the move has paid big dividends for FCA. Marchionne unveiled the company's 5-year strategic plan on June 1st. Back in January, he told reporters at the Detroit Auto Show FCA was poised for more growth.
Things that we discussed with the board is to make sure that we remain faithful to some of the things that have been sort of the key ingredients of our success and our survival up to now.
The unexpected medical complications that developed following shoulder surgery required immediate action by the Fiat Chrysler board. In January, Marchionne addressed the question of his planned exit in early 2019 and the leadership team that would eventually follow him.
I think the future it's not easy. I think it's going to be fraught with difficulties. It is for most of us, but I think the leadership will be the right leadership. That's all that matters.
Reaction to news of Marchionne's death continues to pour in. Governor Rick Snyder says he will miss Marchionne deeply. Snyder issued a statement offering his condolences to Marchionne's family, friends, and colleagues. The governor said, quote, "We often joked about how we were just two accountants who started our careers across the Detroit River from each other, Sergio in Windsor and me in Detroit. The many times we met, both in Michigan and overseas, will always provide me with fond memories of this outstanding businessman, leader, and friend to all of us in Michigan." UAW President Gary Jones credited Marchionne with the company's rebirth. Jones says, quote, "When history looks back at his legacy, despite bumps and bruises along the way, in the end, the sun wasn't setting when he left the company. The sun was rising. That will be long remembered." And Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan also commented today on Marchionne's passing. Here's what he had to say.
It's a huge loss. He was a great champion of Detroit. I spent a lot of time with him during the auto show, and we were talking about plans together. And, I'm not sure that Chrysler would have survived if it wasn't for Sergio, and we'll always remember him.
Stay with 7 Action News and WXYZ.com for continuing coverage on the death of Sergio Marchionne.